Welcome to the Phin Outta Football Show on the rare Thursday. I am your host, B Herbo. And I got my brother from another mother, Rob Man in the building. What is going
Rock,
on, Rob
man.
Man? Rob Man, what
Hey,
is going
man.
on, man? We are on
Chilling, my boy.
Thursday, man. We haven't done a Thursday since what, last season? When we or Tuesday? Listen, I don't remember, but this was
Nah, I think it
actually
was last season.
was it the last season? Yeah. So we used to do Thursday. So it's weird getting back on the Thursday, dog, because my whole timeline is completely effed up right now, dog. I'm like, ooh, Thursday is kind of different. Jesus.
Right.
Old man Herb is creaking in on Thursdays, man. 8:30? 8:30 is for my bed, man. That's my bitch. 8:30 is on a Thursday, on a week, on a work night. That's my bitch right there. But we have pressing matters, man. This football shit doesn't stop. We love doing this so much. We said, "Fuck it, man. Let's do an extra show on this week, man." So it's not gonna be a preview show per se, but it's something that we wanted to do because we have so much to talk about on the Sunday show. So the playoffs are coming up, and I and you and really you had a great idea to say, you know what? Let's actually dive a little bit deeper into the playoff picture, the 2024 playoff picture. The dynamics, the percentages, the probabilities, and whatever you want to go by and whatnot. So, you being on the AFC side, the Dolphins are really on the outside looking in. Like they way out there on the porch.
9%, Herbie.
They way out there.
9% chance, man.
But so you're saying there's a chance, though. So you're saying there's a chance. Now, you feel me? I have no idea what you guys have to do in all of the scenarios to get the Miami Dolphins in the playoffs. Obviously, that starts with winning out. You can't lose another game for sure. So
100%.
that's without being said. So let's just throw that one out there. We already know that. Win and you might be in. You have a slim chance of being in. You have a 9% chance of being in. But it starts and ends with winning every single game. Boom. Next step. How do the Miami Dolphins even get in the playoffs? What is the playoff outlook for the Miami Dolphins right now?
So pretty much, Herbie, when I was looking at it earlier, one, we need the Colts to lose because we have to finish with a better record than them, no matter what, because we lose, we can't tie with them because it'll be a head-to-head. And then when it comes to Denver, we just got to make sure we at least finish with the same record as Denver. Because I believe if we finish with the same record as Denver, we get in. So we have to hope the Colts have whatever we finish with, Herbert. We got to hope the Colts don't match us. And we also got to hope that Denver loses 2 out of their last 4 games. So, and they have their schedule's pretty. They got some teams. They can hit some roadblocks. I'm pretty sure they play Cincinnati. They play. I want to say Kansas City again. I want to say they also play. Hold on. Let me pull up the schedule right now. But the road to the playoffs for the Dolphins, Herbie, is listen, man. I can't be one of those. I'm not one of those guys, Herbie. Like I'm as optimistic of a fan as they come. Right. Like I try to look on the positive side. But Herbie, after watching these guys completely choke in the cold, you know what I'm saying? Just like you want to talk about one of the more deflating performances these guys have had, Herbie. Like, it was just like, okay, this is the game. Like, everybody's hyped. Like, okay, you boys are getting back. You know what I'm saying? Tua's playing some of the best ball of his career, and it didn't even matter in this game. He showed up. He missed some throws in the first half. Like, people be acting like this nigga has to be perfect. Like, Herbie, a quarterback shouldn't have to be perfect to win. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's what Tua is all the time as a quarterback. But I watch, what I'm saying, Josh Allen win and he not even throw for 200 yards. I watched Justin Herbert win and not even throw for over 200 yards. Like, at the end of the day, like, it shouldn't be people are putting the blame on him. That's what happens when you get paid. But ultimately, Herbie, hold on, man. Like, the Dolphins put themselves in the fucking worst fucking position, bro. Like, and I'm pulling up this. I'm pulling up the schedule. So okay, so Broncos get okay. So they play the Colts, which is good. So we kind of need the Broncos to beat the Colts, and then we needed them to lose 2 out of the last 3. That's basically how I'm looking at it right now. We need the Broncos to beat the Colts. Herbie, let me tell you something. I was rooting for the Browns, dog. Like, and we got the entire Jameis Winston experience on Monday Night Football, dog. We got the entire Jameis Winston experience. You got a guy that could throw for 4 touchdowns in a game, but he'll also give you 2 pick sixes, dog. And a third pick just for fun, dog. Just for fun, just for shits and giggles. Here's a third pick, Herbie. Like, they got the full famous Jameis experience on Monday Night Football. Herbie, my heart was going up and down watching that Bronco. It was a great game, to be honest with you. Probably the best Monday night game this year so far, I guess I should say. But I'm looking at the Denver schedule, Herbie. They get the Colts. We need Denver to smack them boys. And then, oh my God, I got to put my faith in fucking Justin Herbert and the Chargers and Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Herb. Gotta stop betting with them boys, man. Well, the way I also let me say this though. If I look at the Colts schedule, right? Let's just say the Colts beat the Broncos because we do need the Broncos to drop too. Let's say the Colts do it. I'm looking at their schedule right now. The Colts, okay, let's say they beat the Broncos. Oh God, they get the Titans, the Giants, and the fucking Jags. Hey man, are they playing trumpets, man? I think I hear. Holy shit, man! Facts. Facts. The skeleton of Joe Flacco can still throw a football, Herbie. He can still he can still throw a football, man. It was a stinker, Herbie. It was about and you know what hurt me, Herbie? It's just the fact that it's just like, man, like anytime these boys gotta prove that they got balls, them balls, it's like they walking out a cold shower, Herbie. The coldest shower they ever took, man. And they are shrunken, dog. Like that's just how it feels. Hey Herb, is it still on solo cam for me or you on? Oh.
So nobody heard that entire back and forth that we had, bro. That studio mode be tripping me out sometimes, dog. We had a whole back and forth. Nobody heard that. Not a single person heard that, bro. Thank you for catching it though, because I was gonna ride that shit out the whole time, bro.
I noticed. I noticed he was keeping going and shit. So I was just like, well, I can still
that's
see
like,
me.
That's like
What
5
else?
minutes worth of conversation that nobody will ever see. But it's fine. It's fine. So let's go ahead and transition over here, bro. So I actually have to pay off picture right here. My G, this is how it currently is right now. Chiefs, Bills, secure the spot on the AFC side. And we're only going to focus on the AFC side. Like, this is about the AFC. We'll get to the NFC side when we're going to, like, really spit fire and stuff like that. But let's just focus on the AFC side for now, right? So we have the Steelers, Texans. Obviously, they're the division leaders, so that might how it shake up for the 3rd or 4th seed. Chargers have the 5th seed. The Ravens have the 6th seed, and the Broncos at 8 and 5 have the 7th seed. And then you have the bubble. You guys are competing with the Indianapolis Colts. They have a 24% chance. You guys are at the 9th. You have a 10% chance, 13% chance if you beat the Jets. And then you have the Bengals that are on your heels. I will comfortably say that it is a 2-horse race between you and the Indianapolis Colts, right? They have a much easier schedule than you guys.
Oh man, ridiculous, ridiculous, dog. They get the Jags. They get the fucking. They get
Giants. Tommy Cutlets. That's all you gotta say. They get Tommy Cutlets.
They get
Tommy
Cutlets. They get Will Levis. They get Mac Jones. Oh man, huh. Talk about if they beat the Broncos, they go 4-0. They'll win out, and then we're fucked.
Super fucked. Super fucked.
So hey, Broncos, we need you. Hey, Broncos, I need y'all boys this Sunday.
This is what happens when you don't. This is what happens when you don't handle business.
Gotta take care of business, man.
You gotta take care of business. Like, that's why that loss. You guys couldn't have. There was 2 reasons why you couldn't have lost to the Green Bay Packers. One reason, beating the allegations. You feel me? For personal pride. I'm tired of people saying that we can't win in the cold. And then you niggas laid a dinosaur egg.
Big fat donkey, man.
Like, not an egg. A pterodactyl egg, nigga. A brontosaurus egg, nigga.
Came from the sky, smacked us in the face, man. Egg on my face, Herbie, like Sam L. off the Spirit,
Tyrannosaurus Rex egg, nigga. Like a giant egg, bro. An egg twice bigger than me. I'm 5'7", nigga. I could stand on the egg y'all laid on, bro. Y'all laid, dog. And then the other reason why you couldn't lose that game is because you couldn't. You had to win out.
No room for error, man.
There was no room for error. And you absolutely laid the fuck down, bro. So, yeah, man, it is going to be tough. And then again, I'm looking at your guys' schedule right now. Okay, as much fun as we make of the New York Jets, that's not a gimme. Like, you guys could lose to the New York Jets. You could that would add so much injury to insult for a lost season, right?
Oh my God. Like, imagine the Jets are the one that finish us off.
Like, damn, you guys could easily
that's karma
lose
for all
to
my
the Jets,
shit talking.
man. Boom. You guys could lose to the fucking Texans easy. You guys could lose to the San Francisco 49ers. Hell, you niggas could lose to Jameis Winston. And then you could lose to the Jets again. Now, are you going to lose to the Jets twice in 5 weeks? Probably not. But it's a possibility. Especially when you guys are at a point where it might be where you have nothing else to play for. This is not an easy stretch.
And here's the thing, Herbie. Here's the thing, too. There are reports that, like, maybe there might be some rumblings between Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel, like maybe a little friction. And, there's a lot of people calling for Greer, Herbie. Dolphins fans are fucking tired. We are tired of Chris Greer, the average GM. That's what he is. Like, he's just an average GM. He's not bad. He's not great. He's just average, dog. He's just an average GM.
Listen, dog. Listen. And this is not in defense of Chris Greer. Trust me, I don't want that to come across that way. That is not what we're doing here. That man's been here long enough. He's had the job long enough. Stephen Ross has been the one type of owner that you should want to have, a patient one. He's been more than patient with Chris Greer. I get it, right? But football is a hard sport. He has not done himself any favors by not being able to put together an offensive line, not being able to draft offensive linemen. But one of the things that I just nobody knows what they're doing, bro. Either you're lucky or you're not, dog. Like Bill Belichick was a genius for 20 years because Tom Brady made every F up he ever had go away. The minute he didn't have Tom Brady, he became one of the worst talent evaluators we've ever seen. Gerard Mayo has the worst roster in football right now because of Bill Belichick, the great Bill Belichick, right? And it's like, I don't even know if anybody knows what they're doing, bro. All of these dudes, they all talk to each other. They all borrow from each other. They all know each other. They all go get steak with each other in Indianapolis at the combine every fucking year. They all share notes. They just pick people and they don't know how to utilize people, dog. And that's really what it comes down to, man. John Lynch ain't know what the fuck he was doing when he drafted Fred Warner, bro. He just rolled the fucking dice, man. He got lucky, dog.
That's all it is, a dice roll, Herbie. Like that's all it ever is. But you know what? Some guys got that gambling luck. Like look at the Lions, Herbie. Look at the team. Look at the team they put together. Now,
nigga, it took fucking 80 years, nigga. Of course, nigga. You like what you?
Well, I'm talking about the regime now. Yeah, of course.
I get the regime. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But sometimes, and this is why Chris Greer has to go. Sometimes it's the culture. Sometimes the culture makes the dice roll better than it actually is. Maybe it's the infrastructure, the people in the building that make these players want to play beyond their capabilities, beyond their talent, beyond their potential, where you see a good player here, you feel good about going to work. You're happy to go to work. You're going to play above your means. You're going to make your draft pick look better than it is. Like, how does the Lions out of all of a sudden hit on every single draft pick? Hit on a Sam Laporta. Hit on a Jameer Gibbs. Get it right with David Montgomery. Get it
Penei
right
Sewell.
with Penei. Like, well, Penei Sewell, like he was one of the ones. It's the guys. True. It's a Brian Branch. You get a Brian Branch down way where you got him, and he's arguably the top 5 safety. Sometimes it's the culture, dog. So that's why Chris Greer has to go. The culture is bad right now. Like, the vibes are bad, bro. You got Cuban Tua, you got fucking South Beach Mike McDaniel, dog. Like, you got Broward County Javon Holland, bruh, and Mr. Kodak.
Fucking Mike McDaniel stuttering over margaritas and shit, going high to press conferences.
You got Tommy Bahama. You got Tommy Bahama, Mike, bro, McDaniel, bro. Like,
oh my God, man, it's you know what, Herbie. You know what gets me, Herbie? It's just like as a fan, and I know Dolphins fans can feel me, dog. It's just like, God damn, man, we can't just get 1 year. Like, you mean to tell me the most fantastic year I'm gonna have in 30 years is the Wildcat season, Herbie? Is that what you're gonna tell me, Herbie?
This is crazy.
Like,
this is
that
crazy.
Shit is
like,
insane, man.
It wasn't supposed to go that fast, man. Like, it wasn't. The vibes weren't supposed to. Y'all put up 70 points on a professional football team just last year, dog. Just last year, dog. The vibes weren't supposed to go away this fast, bro.
But you know what it is, Herbie? Mike McDaniel and this current Dolphins group, they dug their own grave. And granted, Tua got hurt, but Herbie, you know, Mike McDaniel it's been 3 years, and you haven't shown that you can keep up with the best of the best, Herbie. And at the end of the day, listen, there's a lot of people who want him gone. I actually don't want him gone, Herbie. I would be willing, because he's the best coach we've had in years, man. Like, I'd be willing. Part of the reason why we're stuck where we're stuck is because we can get rid of the GM and leave it up to the next GM to keep him, right? But I would be okay with keeping Mike for at least another year with another guy. And if it doesn't work, if the Dolphins, you know what I mean? Like,
this is where it gets tricky, though, bro. Like, listen, man, listen. I need Dolphin fans, and I'm looking straight into the camera. Like, let me rub my eyes. I want people to really feel this, man. I need you, Dolphin fans, not you, Rock, but to the masses. Wake the fuck up, man. Like, seriously. Like, who the fuck do you guys think you are as Dolphin fans, bro? Like, I get it. You should demand more. You should demand excellence. You should demand the best. We literally spent a whole segment on the Sunday pod talking about how hard it is to find a head coach. They don't grow on trees, dog. If you have a good one, don't run him out of fucking town, bro. Don't run him out of town. You're one coaching fire away from hiring a Matt Eberflus, dog. Is that what you want? Do you want to go from Matt? You want to go from Mike McDaniels to Matt Eberflus? You want to go from Bill Belichick to Gerard Mayonnaise, as the Patriots fan base call him, dog, which is hilarious. They call that nigga Gerard Mayonnaise, bro. Like,
damn, that's cold.
Mayonnaise, bro. Like,
that's cold. That's cold. That's
like,
cold, man.
Do you want to go from Robert Saleh to whoever is coaching the fucking Jets right now, dog? Like, you guys don't fucking get it. Like, especially you guys, especially the Dolphins, dog. When you had a Cam Cameron, when you had a Tony Sperano, dog. Like, bro, God bless his soul. Dave Wannstedt couldn't fucking draw up a fucking X on a fucking board if I gave it to him right now, nigga. Hey, fuck out of here. Like, Dave Wannstedt made Ricky Williams quit. Like, this is your part of your history, dog. This is a part of your history, bro. You had the worst version of Jimmy Johnson. Like, you've had arguably one great coach in your entire history. I could make the argument that Mike McDaniels is the second best coach in Dolphins history. Is that a glowing review of Mike McDaniel? No. That's just an honest assessment of what you guys have had your entire existence, bro. Why are you guys... Go ahead.
I'll tell you this. I mean, listen, I'm not disagreeing with anything you said because dog, and this is just me. I hate the fans who overrate the Dave Wannstedt fucking Jay Fiedler Dolphins. I see this shit all the time on social media. I'm sick of you motherfuckers. Hey, Jay Fiedler has 1 playoff win. Tua has 0. That nigga threw 3 picks in that game. Get the fuck out of here. Like, come on, man. Talking about Jay Fiedler. Jay Failure. But Herbie, Jay Failure traumatized me, dog. He was so trash. The Dolphins had talent, dog.
Bro,
people want to bring up Jay Fiedler.
Y'all talking to me about David Wannstedt? Y'all talking about, nigga, the Colts were in the AFC East when that nigga was coaching. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. The fuck are y'all talking about, bro? Don't talk to me about no fucking Dave Wannstedt, bro. Like, no, bro. Like, I don't judge a coach on... Ultimately, you do have to judge a coach on wins and losses. Everybody gets judged on wins and losses. Coaches and quarterbacks. Everybody else is different. But coaches and quarterbacks get judged by wins and losses because what else are we playing for? But Mike McDaniel obviously makes people better. That's at the end of the day, that's all you can do, bro. That's all you can fucking do, dog.
Like, it's on the players to execute too, Herbie. That's the other part of it. It's on the how mad can I be at Mike McDaniel for a fat boy fucking holding, Herbie? Like maybe the delay of games I could be mad because the plays come in late sometimes. Okay, 5-yard penalty. How mad can I be at him for a defender dropping a pick or missing tackles, Herbie? There's only so much you could be mad at a coach for.
Man, listen. If you tell me you got somebody that is better than Mike McDaniels behind him, sure, I'm not here to advocate and say Mike McDaniels deserves to have a lifetime contract or deserves to work for 5 years. No, Mike McDaniel. I'm not saying that, dog. But not everybody's an upgrade, man. Like, not everybody's an upgrade, dog.
Listen, Herbie, lack of stability is why we've been in the position we've been in. That's one of the number one reasons. Like, I get wanting to get rid of Greer. Greer has overstayed his fucking
absolutely
welcome,
overstayed his welcome, dog. That key should not work anymore, bro. Like, that nigga bus pass should not take him to the fucking arena anymore. We're not even talking about that. You've been there for what, 8 seasons? You've been there way long. You overstayed your welcome, bro. It sucks. Yeah. You are in a position that a very few select black men actually even get to occupy, but that don't mean you get hey, bro. It's about results. You nigga know. To the left. Mike McDaniel, let's just chill, bro. Just chill, dog.
I agree, man. I'm not ready to throw him to the wolves, man. Let's get him a GM that could actually, I don't know, fucking get us a fucking offensive line, Herbie. Like, in
That's a
what world do
start.
you
That's
like?
a
In what
start.
world do you know? You know you don't have a mobile quarterback. You know your quarterback is legitimately a pocket passer, and you do not prioritize offensive line and offensive line depth. And when you do draft offensive line, you get guys like Austin Jackson. Eventually ended up being good, but you get fucking Liam Eichenberg, that fucking bum. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Solomon Kinley, whatever happened to him? Like, Herbie. And then you let go of the good guys like Robert. You know what? Let's talk about the real
Right.
playoff teams, Herbie.
Let's
Let's
all
talk
right,
about the
man.
real
So
playoff teams, dog.
let's go ahead and let's go ahead and really do this right here, man. So playoff pictures, man. What was it? What was the name again? You had to do. What we're
To
doing?
be or not to be, Herbie.
To be or not to be, man. Who do you want to start with?
Let's see. We can start with the AFC, right? We're gonna start with the AFC, right? To be or not to be. Fuck it. Let's start with the Broncos, man. Let's start with the Broncos.
Let's start with the Broncos, man. So the Denver Broncos, to be or not to be.
I will say, Herbie, that this is what I will say for the Broncos, Herbie, because well, granted, I am wishing for their downfall, but let me be objective here. All right, let me be objective. The Broncos, to be or not to be, Herbie, the Broncos are to be a fear team going into the playoffs, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they have right now a very, very good mix of coaching, a young rookie quarterback playing well, a top 5 defense that didn't look top 5 the other night, but for the most part have held teams to below 17 points per game basically all season long. And I got to tell you, Herbie, I would not be. I'm not expecting the Broncos to go on a deep playoff run, but they are a team, if they get in, which they most likely will, they can knock off whoever the 2 seed is, Herbie. If let's just say they get the Steelers, you don't think they can knock off the Steelers? Let's just say they get the Chiefs. The Chiefs only beat them on a blocked field goal, Herbie. Like,
God.
like, you know what I mean? And they get them again. So, you know, a third time, you know what I mean? Third time around, defense seeing Pat Mahomes in that offense a third time. I mean, I just think even against the Bills, like I think because of their defense, because of they run the ball with Javonte Williams, because of how well fucking Bo Nix has actually ended up. When Bo Nix started the year, Herbie, when we were still doing the top 5 quarterback year or the worst, Bo Nix was living on that list, right? Like he started the season with crazy
Yeah,
bad
he was
stats.
on that bitch for like 3 straight seasons, bro. Like 3 straight
3
weeks.
straight
I was
weeks. Yeah.
like, it was rough. It was
Yeah.
rough for Bo. It
But
was rough.
he has long since come a long fucking way. He went from being one of the worst quarterbacks week to week to start the year to arguably being the rookie of the year. Like he might take it over arguably.
Jaden
I'm not
Daniels.
saying he will. Jaden Daniels,
Yeah.
just because Jaden is kind of falling back to the pack a little bit. And granted, he got hurt. He was dealing with a rib injury, but you know his performances have subsided. With that being said, Herbie, the Broncos are to be feared for whoever the fuck the 2 seed is, because even if they're gonna put a scare into whoever the fuck they play, just because defense travels, Herbie. Defense travels. That's one of the most things that we know about football. And the Broncos have been a top 5 unit all year. They got guys like Benito, guys like Patrick Surtain. They got fucking niggas all over the field that can make plays. And I got to tell you, man, I like that. Listen, I don't expect them to go on a deep playoff run, but look, I'll put it like this: I'll take the plus on whoever the fuck they play. That I'll tell you.
All right, man. For me, man, I'll take the Colts, man. What I would say for the Indianapolis Colts are to be or not to be. They are not to be taken serious, man. Get these niggas out of my face, man. Like, get these niggas out of my face, man. Not taking these niggas serious, man. Get out of here, bro.
Damn, I just spit my water off you, dog. Oh, shit. You made me spit my water, dog.
My bad, dog. My bad, dog.
I was not expecting that, my boy. That's hilarious.
My bad, dog.
No,
bro.
man. I love it. I
listen,
love it,
man.
Listen.
Listen.
Oh, shit.
Listen.
Let me wipe my
Do I
computer,
like the
dog.
Colts? Do I like aspects of the Colts? Do I like a lot of things that the Colts can do? Yes. But at the end of the day,
shit.
they are not there yet. It is a young team. And it is a young quarterback who's never actually played a full season yet. He's been in the league for 2 years and he hasn't played a full season yet, bro. This is what, his ninth game or seventh game that he's starting at this point. Like, there are a lot of things about the Colts that you would like. And for whatever reason, the Colts don't even understand their own timeline, right? Like, they're a young team with young receivers, a very young quarterback, a relatively new head coach. They're not at that aspect where they should be taken serious as far as doing anything in the playoffs. Will they make the playoffs? Possibly. But they're gonna lump it to the playoffs and they're not gonna do anything. They're either gonna be a first round exit for sure, bro. So my 2B is to not take these niggas serious, bro. The Indianapolis Colts, man. We spent a whole time with the Dolphins, bro. So let's go ahead with the Bengals, man. 2B or not 2B, Rod?
Herbie, the Bengals to be or not to be? The Bengals are not to be believed in this season, Herbie. And we already know this, and I'm just saying this on the front end for the people who think they're gonna win out and get in. If Herbie, for the Bengals to pull that shit off, it would be incredible. And I just don't see it. Listen, Russell Wilson, the shadow of Russell Wilson that's playing for Pittsburgh right now, Herbie, dropped 400 fucking yards and 3 touchdowns on your defense. The Bengals can't stop anybody, and their schedule to end the season is not. They still got. I think they have another game against Pittsburgh. They get Denver. I mean, Herbie, I just think that it's a shame that the Bengals season unfolded the way it did, but I think it's a wake up call for the organization to do what they probably should have been did, and that's get the fuck rid of Zach Taylor. Get another coach in there, bro. Get somebody who knows what he's. I know maybe Lou Anarumo will end up being the scapegoat as a defensive coordinator. But I honestly think it starts. I think they need to pair Joe Burrow. I feel like Joe Burrow has made Zach Taylor look better as a coach than he ever was. That's just my opinion. Maybe I have a little bit of a resentment or bias towards Zach Taylor because I remember when he was the quarterbacks coach for the Dolphins and he was just a complete nepotism hire. So I've just never respected him since. And he lucked into getting Joe Burrow because the Bengals were so bad, and they got to a Super Bowl. Credit to them. And what have they done since, Herbie? Every single year under Zach Taylor, the Bengals start very slow. They start 0-2, 1-3. They're always playing behind the 8 ball. You have an MVP caliber quarterback. If you looked at Joe Burrow's fucking numbers and you didn't know what team he was on, you'd be like, oh man, that team is probably leading their division. Nah, this man is putting up MVP numbers and he is 4-8. Like, that to me starts at the fucking top. That to me it's been him, Jamar Case, and occasionally T. Higgins when he's not hurt. And Mike Gesicki, who I'm happy for him. He's playing well. They found a role for him over there. In Miami, we got Jonnu. They got Gesicki. I'm happy he's good. But Herbie, I just think that the Bengals, they, because of how great Burrow is and how great Jamar Chase are, and some of the guys like Hendrickson, they got stars on their team that have helped carry them in years past. And this was a season where they couldn't do it anymore. They needed more help from the coaching staff. They needed more help from, and I'm not quite sure what injuries they might have had. I don't want to talk too out of turn, but it don't even matter because they've been bad all fucking year. They've been bad all season long. I'm sure that whoever they lost in free agency that was on that D line, I forget his name. They missed that nigga, dog, because their defense has not been the same, and they let anybody score on them, and they just, no matter how good the quarterback and his weapons have been this season, they have not been able to overcome. Herbie, it's hard to overcome your own team. I watched Tua try to do that shit on Thursday night, Herbie. When your own team is fighting against you, what can you do? Only the greatest of the great can win, and even then, they don't do shit.
You know what you can do? You buy a Batmobile and you say, fuck it, bro. You buy a Batmobile, bro. That's it, bro. That's it, dog. That's what Joe was like, hey, we ain't going to the playoffs, bro. Let me spend this 3.9 on the Batmobile, man. Fuck it, nigga. Hey, all right. The Tennessee Titans, man. All right, man. To be is not to be, man. Obviously, it's to not be. But I will say this. At some point, they got to get it right, right? Like, this is the most can't get right team I've ever seen in my life, dog. Like, we're talking about a team that at one point relied on Ryan Tannehill, bro. That should tell you everything about the
Everything.
Tennessee Titans as an organization and how unserious they've been for the past 7 years, right? But I do think there is enough with Will Levis. And again, Will Levis at the beginning of the season, just like Bo Nix, he was on my you're the worst. Like he was on a marathon, dog. Like he couldn't stay off the dope. He could not stay,
Five-time champion.
five time champion. Couldn't stay off the dope, but he rounded out. And again, on one hand, you want to say, you know what, he showed improvement, but on the other hand, it feels like we're having deja vu because we're having the same conversation that we had last year. The whole point of being a quarterback, the whole point of development is to get better on a year per year basis, not start the same and then finish the same every single year. So we are at a crossroad with the Tennessee Titans and with Will Levis. So until they figure that out, and again, I liked what I seen at the end, so I'm gonna lean on this might be the season, and next year might be the season where we see Will Levis hone in more of the turnovers and be more of a consistent quarterback, and they might be something next year, but they are to not be anything this year or whatever, dog. So don't try for the rest of the season. Let the Dolphins do what they got to do. Lose, help the Dolphins get in, man. That's what y'all got to do.
Please. That's all we
Please
ask.
do that, man.
That's
And of course, Rod, this is what we here for, man. The last on the bubble, the New York Jets, 3-9. The fact that they even have an opportunity and they got a 1% chance to make the playoffs.
Oh, delicious. I love that smell, Herbie.
So, Rod, I'm going to ask you, with the 2024 New York Jets, in the playoff picture as it currently stands, are they a to be or not to be?
Whew, man, Herbie, I got to tell you, this is a tough one. Psych! Not Herbie, the Jets are never to be taken seriously, Herbie. The Jets are not to be played with because they ain't playing for shit. They are done. We have gotten to watch the embers of the ashes of Aaron Rodgers. I don't even think he's gonna play for them next year, Herbie. And this is the part that's more beautiful to me. Where do the Jets go from here, Herbie? You fucking sold out for A-Rod. You let A-Rod come into your building, into your franchise, call all the shots, make all the decisions, Herbie. And now what are you left with? You're left with a guy he's already got his bags packed, Herbie. You know who A-Rod is, Herbie? A-Rod is the pops with the fedora and the trench coat with the suitcase, and he's telling the babies, hey, I'm just going to the convenience store. I'm just going to the gas station. Herbie, he ain't never coming back. A-Rod ain't never coming back. And I mean that in his ability of play. And I mean that with him physically coming back in the building next year. And the Jets are essentially, in football terms, left for dead. And that, Herbie, sings music to my ears. And this is me, Herbie, living in a world where the Dolphins are perennially disappointing. This is me living in a world where the fucking Bills, Josh Allen might end up being the fucking MVP. Props to him. He'd have earned it if he wins it, depending on how he finishes out the season. And hell, the Patriots can only go up, hopefully, now that they have the stench of Bill Belichick nearly out of the building. So the only team in the division, Herbie, that has absolutely no hope, because the Dolphins are just disappointing. The talent's there. They're just disappointing. The Jets, Herbie, they're more than disappointing. The Jets are completely in the shitter. The Jets are completely in a pit of quicksand that is completely diarrhea. And for me, Herbie, I listen, I've enjoyed it all year long. When we were doing predictions to start the season, I was the one who said, "Oh, the Jets are going to end up being." Herbie, I was just talking shit out of pure hatred. I didn't think they would. I didn't think it would unfold like this. I didn't think the Jets would have such an inglorious season, Herbie. There are people who believe they would win the division. The Jets were believed that they would take over the Bills and the Dolphins spot. Herbie, the Patriots, I would take the Patriots over them right now, even though the Jets are technically a better team. But the Patriots have hope. They have a young quarterback that has shown tons of promise, playing with trash around him and not looking too bad. That's a fucking telltale sign of somebody you might have. What do the Jets have, Herbie? A fucking migraine. and that migraine is called Aaron Rodgers. He brought Devontae Adams over here for nothing. He brought Alan Lazard here for nothing. He brought Nathaniel Hackett here for bro. You know what Nathaniel Hackett's doing, dog? He's pitching pennies in the hallway, Herbie. This was the guy that they had fucking as their offensive coordinator. He got demoted. Herbie, when have you ever seen in the history of football, nigga lose his job and still be in the building, Herbie? That tells you everything that is wrong with the New York Jets. Their owner has no idea what the fuck to do or where to go because he's so up beside himself with how the situation has turned up. Herbie, I got to tell you, man, the Jets are not to be played with because they played their way completely out of the playoffs from the start.
You played yourself. I know what the Jets have, bro. They have Fireman Ed, bro. That's it, bro. That's all they got, dog. That's all they got, man. They got Fireman Ed and a fucking fire hydrant, bro. That's it, bro. That's all they got, dog. All right,
that's it.
For the NFC, man, let's just run through it, man, because we up against the clock, bro. So let's run through it super quick, man. Let's see here. Do you want to do the bubble or do you want to do who's in the playoffs?
We can start with who's in the playoffs.
All right, so boom, the Lions for sure. Don't have to worry about them. Eagles, blah. Now, this is where it gets juicy, man. The Seahawks, man, to be or not to be. So for me, the Seahawks, I am going to say they are to be taken serious because I do think they will win the division and ultimately take that 3 seed, possibly the 4 seed. But I do think they're going to be one of the division winners, man. Now, this is where it gets kind of tricky for real. The Atlanta Falcons and the dog shit. Like, man, has the NFC South always been ass? Like, is it just always going to be mediocre? Like, I'm not an NFC South fan, but for as long as I can remember, even with the Drew Brees Saints, like, a lot of those Drew Brees Saints weren't great. There's a lot of 8-8 and 7-9 in there too, bro. These niggas always been at. That's just a mediocre division, bro. So Rod, I let you have that one, bro.
Even with Matt Ryan, he had some 4-12 seasons and shit with Julio Jones and all that. Like, it was crazy.
It's crazy, bro.
It's just a weird division. So the Falcons, Herbie, I'm gonna say the Falcons to be or not to be. Herbie, I'm gonna say the Falcons are not to be playing with Kirk Cousins no more because they probably gonna start Michael Penix before the year is over. Honestly,
they got
Herbie,
to, dog. That game, I went back and watched film on that game. That shit was bad, bro. Like,
Herbie, I think he's cooked, man.
Dog, the fact that the Chargers didn't blow that game out of proportion, and you motherfuckers want to still talk to me about Justin Herbert? Like, shut up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Like, shut up, bro. Like he threw 4 picks and they won by 1 point, dog. Like, Kirk was awful. And this is somebody who's been defending and who's been proud and who's been rooting for Kirk Cousins this season. He had a game where he had no business being out there. There's a difference between having a bad game. This dude is detrimental to the success of this team right now game. Hey,
complete meltdown game.
It wasn't even a meltdown. To me, a meltdown is you don't know what you're doing. Jameis is a meltdown game, right? Like, he's just throwing picks. He doesn't know what's going on, bro. That's a meltdown. This was you are not physically able to do the job game. That's what this was, dog. This was you do not have the physical capabilities to do it. The last pick he threw, that shit was a duck. Like, literally, it was the slowest throw that a throw has been thrown in the past 20 seasons, bro. Since they started counting it, dog. The shit only went 9 miles per hour or something like that, bro. This nigga don't got no juice, kid. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
He done.
All right, so the Vikings, they're 99%. They're in, and God, to be.
I do want to make a point about the Vikings, Herbie.
Go ahead, bro. It's all yours.
What I will say about the Vikings is, Herbie, the funny thing about them for me is that I think the Vikings fans are due for another heartbreaking loss because for whatever reason, they're the one team that always manages to take a journeyman quarterback, put a fucking awesome team around him, make the playoffs, and Herbie, we know how the story ends every time.
Every
We
single
saw
time.
we saw with Teddy Bridgewater against the Seahawks, the missed fucking field goal. We saw the Case Keenum, what happened to them in the playoffs, that they had a miracle victory just to let down the very next weekend. Like, it's just like, and I just see this team, they have a great defense under, with B-Flow, the guys they have on defense. They have Justin Jefferson and fucking Addison. And you know what? Sam Darnold, to his credit, has been the quarterback spearheading the 9th best offense in points somehow. That's a credit to fucking Kevin O'Connell. That's a great fucking coach. All right. But at some point, Herbie, we always like, this story is a story that is as old as football time. And the only time I could ever remember it even remotely, even closely working out was Nick Foles winning that Super Bowl. And that was really lightning in a bottle because Carson Wentz was having an MVP year. He gets hurt at the end of the year, and Nick Foles finishes it out. And to his credit, he won the fucking Eagles a Super Bowl. But when do we ever see, like, when do you ever see a guy like Sam Darnold and even a great team around him ever do anything in the playoffs? Now, this year could be different. This could be their year, Herbie, but the Vikings, even though they're to be in the playoffs, they're a team that nobody has faith in because Sam Darnold is the quarterback. And until Sam Darnold could win some playoff games, Herbie, was, to me, sounds fucking, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone saying that
Yeah,
shit.
you are in the
You know
Twilight
what I'm
Zone.
saying?
All right. Y'all gonna get what y'all asking for. All right, y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see.
Yeah. Hey.
Y'all gonna see. All right, I'll take the Packers. So to be or not to be, I will say this, and they're playing right now, and this is a microcosm of the Packers and as a whole, right? Like, I do not trust the Packers, so I will say they are not to be taken serious as a true contender. I don't trust them. They're down 10-zip. You feel me? Right now, they look dominant against a Dolphins team just a week ago, and now they can't move a ball against a team that has 13 people on IR right now, right? With the so-called a quote unquote elite top 5 type quarterback that everybody wants to rush and anoint in Jordan Love. And again, they could come back. He's talented enough. The offense is explosive enough to be dangerous, but I just haven't seen it on a consistent basis. And yes, they're 9-3, but 2 or almost 3 of those three of those victories came when he wasn't even on the field. They won with fucking Malik Willis.
That's true. That's true.
They won with Malik Willis.
This is what I'll say about the Packers, Herbie. Like, to your point, while I don't view them as a true contender, if I were to give them a designation, at least in my opinion, I think they're the biggest wild. Like, there is no result for the Packers that would surprise me. None. If they get knocked out in the first round, Herbie, if they get knocked out in the first round, okay. If they make it to the NFC Championship, okay. Like, I can buy any result that happens to the Packers. That's the kind of team they are. They're just a complete fucking wild card.
100%. All right, let's speed through these, man. So, Commanders, go ahead, Rod.
The Commanders are to be a sneaky opponent in the playoffs. I think they're going to make it, Herbie. And Jaden Daniels, for a majority of the year, has performed at a pretty high level for a fucking rookie. And, I'm interested in seeing what Washington could do in the playoffs, man, because the NFC to me doesn't. The NFC is like real top heavy, but everybody else, man, I mean, let's say the Commanders let's just say they get the Seahawks. Like, I could see them going into Seattle and winning that game. It'll be tough, but I could see them doing that. Like, or maybe they go into Tampa Bay. Like, the Commanders can very well upset somebody at home, as long as they don't get. I think the Eagles or the Lions. I don't think they'll be ready for those two teams in their buildings in a playoff scenario right now. But anybody else, bro, I mean, the Commanders are dangerous for anybody else in the NFC.
All right. I'll take the Bucks. The Bucks, to be or not to be, I do think we will see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs because I think they are going to ultimately take over the Atlanta Falcons and take over the division, bro. So they are to be a force to reckon with in the NFC South as the potential and eventual NFC South champions, man. Your go on the Cardinals. 6-6, second in the NFC West. If they lose this game against the Seattle Seahawks, they're going to drop from a current 41% chance of making the playoffs all the way down to an 11% chance probably making the playoffs, man. So how do you feel about them, Rod? To be or not to be?
The Cardinals are not to be a team that you can believe in right now. They showed a lot of promise this year, Herbie. Kyler Murray looks like he's finally taking football seriously and is putting less time
Hey,
into
hold on
Call of
now.
Duty.
Ever since the new Call of Duty dropped, bro, his numbers have taken a hit. They showed the pre update and the post update, dog. That Call of Duty got a hold of my nigga, man. And as somebody who's been playing it, it's ass. Like this Call of Duty is ass. So I know he's been playing because he's probably been trying to like really rank. And it's hard to rank because the game is so broken and it's so garbage. So yeah, bro. Listen, I ain't saying he not doing what he supposed to do. I ain't saying he on that Call of Duty that KO that COD dope again, bro. But I don't know.
Numbers don't lie.
It's looking like it looking like he hit the needle again, dog. It looking like he hit the needle and he hit it hard.
He done lost focus, man. He done lost focus.
He
man.
might, man. All right, man, we got a whole bunch. So I want to blitz through these guys because there's some funny ones that I actually want to talk about right there, man. So
go ahead, boom. Man. Have at it.
All right, Rams. I mean, at some point, like they have too many situations where they need too many different tiebreakers to get in, right? So I don't think they're getting in to be not on that side, to not be on NBC, ABC, or Fox, whatever the fuck the playoffs are going to be, man. 49ers, same thing, bro. They're grits, right? Here we go. The fucking Cowboys, dog.
You've been waiting for this one.
The 2024 Dallas Cowboys with a current 3% chance of making the playoffs, which goes up to a vaunted and 6% if they beat the Cincinnati Bengals this week. If they lose, it will go to a heartbreaking less than 1% chance of making the playoffs, man. To be or not to be with the Cowboys. To be in hell or not to ever have a chance of winning a championship. Which one do you want? How do you want your steak, man? How do you want it? You want it well done or you want it burnt? Like, what are we doing? Like, what's the point of this? Why are we doing this? Like, I meant to say it on the last pod. We don't even know how to tank right. We are the most can't do shit right organization in the NFL right now, bruh. Like, when you're supposed to win, you lose in a laughable fashion. When you're supposed to lose, you beat people that you're not supposed to beat. Like, and then the worst of it all, we're doing just enough to give Jerry Jones a reason to bring Mike McCarthy back. Why? You guys
Football
wonder
purgatory, man.
You guys wonder why I abandoned myself, why I distanced myself, why I left this team for dead. I don't want to do this anymore. It's not fun. It's not rewarding. I don't get a fucking banner. There's nothing that comes from this. It just hurts. It just hurts. It hurts so much. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Why? I don't want this anymore, man. Like I came in like I wanted to be funny, but the more that I thought about it, the sadder it is, bruh. I don't even have any jokes anymore, dog.
You're not done with them, dog.
I'm lifeless. I have nothing else to give you bastards, dog. Why do you take and take and take? Jesus Christ, man.
This sounds like therapy, man. This sounds like therapy right
dog,
now.
It's like, dog, You niggas
Your whole
have a
life, dog.
6% chance with they win to make the playoffs. Just lose. This is the time to lose. And you don't even want to do that right, bro. God damn, man. All right. Screw the Saints. They're not interesting. Here we go. Last two teams. These teams are way more interesting, man. So, Rod, have at it with the Bears with the 1% chance if they lose, a 1% chance currently, and a 1% chance if they win to make the playoffs, bro. Have at it, bro.
Listen, Herbie. The Chicago Bears are to be happy that Matt Eberflus is gone.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Silver
Like at the end of
lining.
the day, that's the silver lining. Listen, Bears fans. If there's any hope, if there's any kind of, like Herbie put it, silver lining I could give you, any kind of shining bright light, it's the fact that you got rid of the cancer that was there, right? You cut it out. You cut out a benign cancer that was in your system. Now you have your quarterback, Caleb Williams. While he has struggled, he's a rookie. You got to give him time. He wasn't going to get the proper development under this head coach. You have a chance to pair him with maybe someone younger who's more innovative or someone more experienced. That's going to be on the choice of the organization. You know, you can go the Sean Payton route. You can go the Sean McVay, McDaniel, Matt LaFleur route. I don't know what route they're going to go. But they got rid of a known problem. And that is the hey, listen, Herbie, that could be the start to a whole different franchise, right? You get your quarterback paired with the right coach, a coach who has a vision for him, a coach who knows how to build around him. At the end of the day, you never know. Hey, the sky's the limit. And listen, Bears fans, you're in a tough division. And at least for the time being, it is believed you got the main pick right? As long as you have a quarterback that's going to be able to go up against the Packers and the Detroit Lions, and damn, y'all whole division is geeked up. So you're going to need a competent coach that's going to be able to come up with the right plans, the right game plans, who's going to be able to study and attack your division rivals, understand their weaknesses and their strengths enough when you go up against them. So, listen, Bears fans, you're not doing shit for the playoff. That 1% chance, you might as well wipe your ass for that shit. But at the end of the day, you have brighter days ahead because the big fucking dark cloud over your organization has finally dissipated.
All right, man. Well said. Absolutely well said. But here's the problem, Rod. It's the Bears. It's just the cycle's gonna start over next year, bro. It could continue into perpetuity, bro. Let's be honest.
Groundhog Day, man. Groundhog Day. Man. Groundhog Day, man. Fucking Bears fans. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We tried, man. We really tried to be serious with that one, dog. But we y'all know. If we didn't keep it a bean, y'all would have just thought these niggas just blowing smoke up our asses, dog. We understand, bro. We understand. Panthers, man. To be or not to be. To be or not to be. You should not. How do I even say this? Don't do it. I know y'all want to. Don't do it. I know you want to. Don't do it. Don't be in love with Bryce Young. Don't be at the altar with Bryce Young. Don't be ready to get on one knee for Bryce Young. Let him play another full season before you have any kind of conversations about, a long-term relationship. This is a situationship. You guys are just, hanging out, having fun. It didn't connect. It didn't click at first. You guys swiped right. He swiped right. It was supposed to be something serious. You guys weren't on Tinder. You were on Hinge. Hinge is the one where you want to, have a long-term commitment. But it didn't work out. But now you see him out in the street, ass a little fatter, got a little confidence again. Tits is nice and perky. You're like, woo, this ain't the Bryce Young I was dealing with last year. Don't fall for it, man. Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it.
It's a BBL. It's a BBL. It's fake. It's not real. Those tits,
not real.
Not real. The hair, weave. The lips, filler. The nose, not real. The teeth, veneers. It's all smoke and mirrors, man. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'm just letting you know. Don't be ready to give Bryce Young everything, man. All right, man. And with that, any last words before we get up out of here, Rod?
What's the score of the game?
It
You have
is
that?
6-10 currently. And of course, your boy threw a pick that got called back, man. You know your boy Jordan love throwing that pick, bro. But he got lucky, man. And because that pick got called back, man, they were able to run that ball into the goal line, man. So it is currently 10-7. Lions are up.
All right. Well, hey man, listen, man. I just want to always give a shout out and a thank you to any and all who listen to this, who tune into the show. We love our supporters. We love all the y'all who show us love and support. And we gonna
Absolutely.
keep doing this thing, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have a
Absolutely.
good time doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? We have fun. Hopefully y'all have fun with us. And until the next time, you feel me?
Man.
We
All right.
we in this bitch.
Man, facts of Rooney, absolutely, man. And with that, man,
Yes, sir.
deuces.
Doses.